Tan Talk Station. Senior Voice America, serving our nation's seasoned citizens for over 4 decades.
Hello there, Tampa Bay. This is former NFL and college football coach Jimmy Johnson. Listen to the Kelly Show every Monday starting at 5 p.m. They can sure use the attention.
And this is former Major League Baseball player, Hall of Famer Wade Boggs. I also hope you listen to the Kelly Show every Monday starting at 5 p.m. They can darn sure use the money.
Hi there. This is marine wildlife artist and conservationist Dr. Guy Harvey. Please listen to the Kelly Show every Monday starting at 5 p.m. They need to feel worthy.
Are you a writer, inventor? Do you have questions about your intellectual property rights? Well, tune in every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 11 o'clock for Joy on Paper. Once a month, I will have a special guest, the writer's legal eagle, Bill Larson of Larson & Larson, who can answer your questions. Protect your valuable work. Email me your questions to patsy.radio@gmail.com and then listen in every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. right here on Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network. That's patsy.radio@gmail.com.
I don't think it's a truck at all. I think we just found a transformer.
This is Optimus Primer Button, leader of the auto part junkies. And I'm calling on all auto parts junkies to listen to nostalgic radio and cars every Tuesday at 7 p.m. here on Tan Talk. This is Optimus Primer Button. If you don't tune in, it will be the end of the world.
Listen to the latest pet trends with benefits on the Pet Buzz every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Join pet trendologist Charlotte Reed and veterinarian Dr. Michael Fleck as they talk all things pets. From animal health and wellness, money-saving tips, celebrity gossip, breaking news, and more. Their expert guests are in the know and in the now. To learn more about this unique program and its hosts, tune into the show on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk, entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Good morning, yesterday.
Paul Anka for Kodak.
You wake up and time has slipped away, and suddenly it's hard to find the memories you left behind. Do you remember the times of your life?
Kodak film for the times of your life.
Julie, now Kodak introduces a new pocket camera that lets you take your pictures 2 ways.
What are you doing here?
I want to take your picture.
I can't come down. I'm studying.
Well, that's okay. I can take it from here. The new Kodak Tele-Instamatic camera has 2 lenses inside that let you switch from normal, flick of a finger, to telephoto.
Julie, for goodness sake.
Hold it, Mrs. Wilson. Kodak Tele-Instamatic camera, less than $36 at your photo dealers.
Hey!
What's going on?
How you doing, Steph?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Steve?
Good. This is Kick Unhealthy Relationships to the Curb. That's Stephanie McPhail. I'm Steve Vaccaro. And it's camera day here today. Did you know that?
No.
You didn't know it's
camera day? Like old school cameras? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, did you ever take a picture with the old school camera?
I was always so jealous of the people that own the Polaroids.
Oh, really? So you never took any pictures? You know, anything developed or anything? Nothing
well,
like that?
Of course I had things developed. I'm saying I was jealous of the Polaroids because it was instant. You know, I wanted it right away.
That's right. I was jealous too, but I always got the 12 Instamatic thing, the packet. You put in the thing, then you had to go to Kodak and wait a day to get it back and, anxiously waiting. Things have changed, huh?
Well, and then half the photos, your face was all distorted. And so there's all these family pictures. You probably had them too, of when we were younger, where the family photo that made it to the book is with your eyes crossed or something in your teeth because that was the best photo we got. Now you can pick the best out of 20 if you want to.
That's right. People are chiming in right now. They want to see the distortion of the face again.
You're missing it. If you're on radio, you missed the face I just made.
That's right. This is radio live on Tan Talk Network in downtown Clearwater, Tampa Bay, and St. Petersburg, AM 1340, AM 1350, AM 1400, FM 106.1, and FM 104.3. So if you're driving in the car, Stephanie McPhail is an author. Stephanie, you want to tell everybody about your book?
Sure. My name is Stephanie McPhail. I specialize in helping women thrive after ending toxic relationships. My book, Being Loved Shouldn't Hurt, is all about my struggle in overcoming the cycle of toxic relationships. And really, it's meant to inspire people to realize that they don't have to stay stuck, that no matter how long they've been in a toxic relationship, no matter who that relationship is with, and I think that's important to keep in mind too. Relationships are not just romantic relationships. They can also be relationships with your job, with friends, with family, relationships with food and exercise. And so, really kicking those unhealthy relationships like we have in the show and changing the way we look at what we deserve in life. So that's really what the book is about, really to inspire other people to make changes so they can start living their best life.
That's right. Now, if you're just tuning in or driving down the road there, we've been doing this show for over 2 years. Stephanie now is in Texas. I'm in New York, and we have the downtown studio there in Clearwater. I want to thank Bobby and Carmine behind the scenes. Now, before we get to Carmine, because he had a big night last night on Broadway, we're going to share a little bit about that. But it's camera day, and I got to give a shout out to my buddies NYPVG, Peter, Joseph, and Charlie. This all wouldn't be possible without these guys, because during the pandemic when it first started, we teamed up. They created a green screen room for me. They created a whole bunch of stuff, and they've been in business in New York doing weddings and different things for so many years. They're great friends of mine and great friends of Carmine, and without them, this whole operation wouldn't be where it's at. So I am blessed to know them and that we're friends. NYPVG, you can contact them at 516-352-3188. Peter, Joe, and Charlie, amazing people. But last night, I was taking pictures with my Kodak camera because our engineer is double dipping. He has moonlighting here. He showed up on Broadway last night in New York City. So without further ado, a play called Alone, and he was a major star in it. So before talking about it, I know he's engineering our show. So Carmine, congratulations. Bravo, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Yes. How was it being on Broadway last night?
It was awesome. Honestly, a dream come true. You work so hard to get to these milestones in life so then you can keep growing and pushing yourself forward. This story specifically, my friend from high school, Dean Tyler Kay, he directed this whole thing, wrote it, he even played a part in it. He put this whole production together, and it honestly was all because of him. I was so glad to bring his passion to life. His story is just amazing. Yeah, it's called Alone, basically just so everyone in life at some point feels alone in different circumstances that you go through. And it's just about bonding through that experience, through trauma, through whatever it is that's happening. And just know that everyone's alone and been through a situation in that type of way.
It's amazing. I mean, when I walked in there, I saw your whole family and friends, and they were so excited and taking pictures, eating, having a good time. What was it like to have all your family and friends there last night?
Wow. Honestly, that was awesome too. Just to see everyone come out and to support. It's just such a beautiful thing to come out to Broadway, into the city. I had that picture here. You see my whole family. I have my aunt and uncle, my grandparents, and then my mother and father and brother. They come to support all my shows through the years and everything like that. So I hope they got to enjoy it too, to see me on a bigger stage than high school and where I was in the past.
It was great. I was so happy to be there, Carmine, because you've been a friend. You're a hard worker for so many years. You star in Bat Boy. You're engineering all these shows on our network, and you just finished college. I mean, you have a bright career. And Stephanie, we have a superstar amongst us.
I know, seriously. I mean, what's he doing behind the camera there? We should be having him on more often. He's he's always the man behind the screen, but I think we need to showcase this great talent a little bit more. That's so awesome, Carmine. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie. No, I love doing your guys' show week after week because, again, you guys are just promoting other people and letting their stories be told, and that's beautiful as well.
That's right, Carmine. I'm so very proud of you and everything that you do. I know there's a repeat performance, right? Encore performance on July 7th.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, July 7th. So if anyone didn't get a chance to see it, come out to 54 Below on July 7th. Come check us out.
This is Broadway. I'm talking. This is great. I mean, it was great energy level. And it was just a lot of fun. Sold out crowd, and your family is the best. Your mother is probably your biggest fan ever, right?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, all the time. Everything that I'm going through, I'm always talking about it with her, and just moving forward. She helped me so much through life. Yeah, I have so much to thank for her, my mom, my dad.
That's
Yeah.
right. And I was the guy taking the pictures with the Kodak camera. I'm getting them all printed out tonight after the show, so I'll give them back to you. I'll give it back to you tomorrow.
I'm waiting. Like I don't know. Like how long do Kodaks usually take?
I think it's more like 3 to 5 days, Steve. Like
yeah, 3 to
overnight
5 days plus the holiday. You're looking about like a week from Friday.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you here, Steve.
And hopefully they all come out well, and there's not just like bright lights on your face.
All right, Carmine, get back to work, will you?
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for coming out. Thank you so much.
God bless. Carmine Alvizio, I mean, amazing talent. I mean, he does so many great things. But you know what? I have one better here. This is one better.
How is there one better than Carmine being on Broadway? Like, I mean, seriously.
Well, it's because it's my own daughter is joining us here today. I can't believe it. I'm so excited and nervous at the same time because you guys are going to team up on each other. I know that you guys are going to connect so well. I could tell.
Oh, I can tell already too. But of course, it's not to team up against you, Steve. It's because we want what's best for you, and we're going to kind of harmonize the importance of your health and all of that. It's just going to be a beautiful little symphony of explaining to you what you need to do to make better changes.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? My daughter Gia came to my house the other day, and she was making me a smoothie. I took a minute clip. Let's check out Gia in the kitchen before we get into it.
Okay. Where are you going to put it? I'm in pajamas.
Okay. All right.
I'm putting fruit and banana and spinach and plant-based protein powder in a blender. And I'm making a morning smoothie. The key to weight loss is calories. The key to health is ingredients. You can eat a bunch of products that say like no sugar, low carbs, but those things have chemicals that are replaced for the ingredients, which cause inflammation in the gut. It causes like, he's recording me, but and that in turn can cause weight gain. So you want to eat pure foods. You want to make sure that your ingredients are organic and you're eating whole foods like fruits, veggies, grains, you know? And that's it. Cheers.
Not bad. Oh, and you got your smoothie.
Yeah, I'm sipping away on my green smoothie as I'm watching her make your smoothie. So I 100% agree.
Well, vegan Stephanie, meet vegan Giovanna. Gia, come on here. She's my pride and joy along with my other daughter. But Gia, I love you so very much. Thank you for joining us, and meet Stephanie McPhail.
Hello, thanks for having me. Hi, Stephanie.
I'm happy that you're here finally. I feel like I've gotten to know you over the years with your dad talking about you, and now I get to see you actually in real life on camera, but real time.
I just wanted to say that my dad is the king of disposable cameras. That is like, if I could think of one memory, it's him with a disposable camera going to CVS and printing out millions of pictures. It's really your day today, Daddy. It's
Well, you know what? But you know what? I found a couple in the garage in a box. I just brought them into CVS, so God only knows what's on those pictures. But Gia, I got to tell you, before we get started, one of my proudest moments, and it's your anniversary, a couple of last week. So happy anniversary. You and Dasa are a beautiful couple. You do so many great things. Look at that picture, Stephanie.
Beautiful. Gorgeous. Is that a vineyard?
Yeah, we had our wedding at a vineyard.
So pretty.
Yeah, out east. And that's 3 years ago they got married. But when my daughter was younger, she would watch TV with me sometimes. And there's a picture that I always love when I see this. That's me and Gia. You know, we have the thesaurus there on the right. We put that aside there, watching TV. And that's me teaching Gia how to watch TV. You know? And but my proudest moment in life, one of my proudest moments, is walking her down the aisle. I mean, that was a beautiful moment. And to see how beautiful she was, family was, all her friends, and to see how happy her and Dasa were and are, doesn't get better than that. So, Gia, I love you very much. Thank you for coming on the show. But tell people what you do, because you're trying to outdo me with these video things that you're doing. Tell people what you do and who you are right now, Gia.
So I do all different things. I am a plant-based nutritionist. I have my master's degree in nutrition. I'm also a certified personal trainer and a certified plant-based coach. As plant-based chef, my bad. But I have my own nutrition practice online. And I do all different things from consultations to 12-week programs. And I work with all different types of clients, people who suffer from IBS, people who are looking to lose weight, people with cancer, diabetes. And it's just about whatever their goal is, learning to include more healthier plant-based foods to improve their life and their health. So I loved what you were talking about, Stephanie, how your book is improving toxic relationships and that it doesn't just have to be with people, but also food and exercise itself, because I am a big believer in that. But yeah, I have a YouTube channel where I teach how to cook plant-based foods. And this all started because about 6 years ago, I was overweight. I also had really bad acne and I had horrible anxiety that I was medicated for. And it just got to a point where I needed a change. I had been doing yo-yo diets, fad diets, nothing worked. So I heard about the plant-based diet and I said, you know what, let's just try it. Within 4 weeks, I felt like an entirely new person. And within about 8 months, I lost almost 50 pounds. My skin cleared up and I stopped medicating for anxiety because I didn't have any more anxiety. So that is just what changed my entire life and why I decided to get my degrees and my certifications. And yeah, I just love helping people achieve their healthiest, happiest life.
That's awesome. And it's so great to just be able to hear someone's story of that. You know, you gave that a chance. You know, because sometimes people, whenever I talk about eating plant-based, like I went to an event last night and there's always people asking me like, well, why do you eat, you know, plant-based? Why do you do that? And it's interesting how so many people are like, they want to hold on to what they've been doing so much that they don't want to listen to what other people are doing that's working so well. And so I'm glad that you took that opportunity. How did you hear about, like, were you just doing research? Like, how did you find out about the vegan lifestyle?
I was kind of just looking around, looking for different diets, obviously. And I came across this one influencer on Instagram who I really looked up to. She was a fitness model, but she had just gone plant-based and she was just raving about it, saying how amazing it was and showing transformations and things like that. So I just kind of wanted to give it a go. And from there, that's when I started learning about farm factories, how they treat animals and how it helps the environment. So I started for health reasons, but there's other reasons why someone would want to go plant-based or vegan. But I went through it through an influencer that I found.
That's awesome. I feel like I started I didn't want to kill animals for food because I was like 13 years old and I became a vegetarian.
Wow.
And then once I went through that it was like, oh, it's actually healthier. And my dad, I was always concerned about my dad and his health. Mm-hmm. And so that was always something like worry about, you're kind of like ingrained in me. And so like I was learning when I became a health educator that eating more plant-based foods was the healthier way to go for longevity. And I was like, oh, I'm already doing that. Like, how perfect is that?
That's amazing. Yeah. There's such a disconnect, from the past and even now of people with the animals on their plate, you know, you don't understand that that was a living being that is on your plate. So that's amazing that you realized that from a young age, because I didn't even realize that till after I, you know, started for health reasons. I was like, wow, you know, I don't want to eat dead animals.
Yeah.
Same thing. But yeah, that's awesome.
So, Gia, do you remember the moment that you flipped the script on yourself? I mean, exactly when that happened. You said enough is enough, and you know, I got to try this differently. When was that? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was pretty deep what happened, but I lost my anxiety medication and I was having kind of a meltdown. I was really scared. I thought of even maybe going to the hospital. And I just took a step back and just thought to myself that I never, ever want to feel this way again. I want to, you know, I never want to rely on a medication. I also want to be happy with myself. I want to be able to take care of my own self and not rely on anything. So from there, that's kind of when I made that decision, for all different reasons, but majorly from the anxiety part.
No. This is Kick Unhealthy Relationships to the Curb. That's Stephanie McPhail. I'm Steve Vaccaro. If you want to join in, please do. It's 727-441-3000. If you're driving down in Clearwater, Tampa, or St. Petersburg, AM 1340, AM 1350, AM 1400, FM 106.1, and FM 104.3. We're talking to Giovanna. And Gia, when you, what's the most challenging thing that you see with your clients and the people that you work with to kind of get them to flip their script?
So for the most part, people who come to me are looking to eat more plant-based because they know I'm a plant-based nutritionist. It's more so just finding recipes that fit them, that they like, and just kind of opening up the doors to them, showing how abundant plants are and finding, you know, what they like I was just saying. But there's not really a challenge with that because they do come to me wanting to eat more plant-based. So yeah, I don't really deal with that as much. But when I do work with people who aren't looking to switch plant-based, I just try to help them find more plant-based options or just add more plants onto your plate, basically.
And then we're looking at here foods that can aggravate acid reflux and fatty foods, spicy foods, tomatoes, chocolate, alcohol, coffee. What would you say about those?
Yeah, so obviously when you're having acid reflux, that means that there is an imbalance of bacteria in your gut. So you want to heal the gut. Having acid reflux isn't normal. You definitely want to heal that. But in the healing process, you do want to eliminate those foods because they are very acidic and they can cause the acid reflux to, you know, develop or have symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So I find this very interesting. So, you know, I was, like I said, I was vegetarian for a really long time, and I'm not 100% vegan and plant-based. I'm mostly, I would say 98% of the time, that's what I choose to eat. But I was telling, again, I was at an event yesterday and they were asking me a bunch of questions. And, you know, there's something interesting about dairy that most people don't really understand is how inflammatory and addictive dairy really is. And one of the hardest things that vegetarians need to get past is the cheese.
Yeah.
Like you ask any vegetarian, they're like, I can't get rid of the cheese. It's the hardest thing. Well, because of the casomorphins, right? But I think that one of the things that I have found really interesting for me is how directly correlated it is to how I feel. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is my mom has arthritis. And for years, she's complaining about arthritis. She's in pain. She's uncomfortable. I have noticed a direct correlation that if I decide to let loose and have, you know, pizza with cheese on it, it tastes really good in the moment. And then I'll feel it in my hands. Like even just like writing or typing or driving my car, I feel it in my hands. And I don't have arthritis, luckily, because I do really normally don't eat that. But it's amazing how much we don't realize how much that food is really affecting our body so negatively. I mean, thank goodness I'm aware of this, because imagine if I do that one time and I'm in pain for, you know, a day or two, what if I didn't know that and I was just eating it all the time? What have you found with cheese? Because cheese really is the big thing, right? The dairy, everybody's afraid of missing out on dairy.
Yeah, absolutely. So they say that dairy is just as addictive as heroin. There's a receptor in your brain that, you know, it's
it's extremely addictive. And almost 80% of the population is lactose intolerant, meaning that they're not able to break down lactose, which causes bloating. It can cause all different digestive issues. But many people aren't aware that it's the food that they're eating. Unfortunately, in America nowadays, people just take tons of medications and they like to pop pills. So they don't understand that a majority of the symptoms that they're feeling, fatigue, dizziness, not being able to sleep, acne, things like that are all coming from your gut. So gut health is like the most important thing. But like you were saying, dairy is super inflammatory. And since 80% of the population is lactose intolerant, that can cause so many different symptoms. I actually was just working with a client who had a lot of dairy, and she was having extreme joint pain in her knees, in her wrists. She also has arthritis, and that was the one thing that we tackled, where we started to, eliminate the dairy out of her diet. And she said within like 2 weeks, she already started feeling like a brand new person. The pain was going down, swelling was going down. Food is medicine. It can be the slowest form of poison, or it can be the strongest preventative medicine. So,
why do you think Americans are so against the plant-based diet or the vegan diet? Like, why do you think that they're so, like, when so many people hear about it, and I live in Texas, and so like there's a whole other thing there, but like, why do you think it's so ingrained in us and people are so afraid of that plant-based diet?
I think it's just the stigma. People like to mix up vegan and plant-based. The vegan food itself is not healthy. French fries are vegan, fried foods, processed foods, those things are vegan. So that's why I like to mainly say plant-based. But there's a lot of stigma behind being vegan, not getting enough protein. So there's definitely been a lot of misinformation out there that can really, turn somebody away from it. But it's just, there's a lot more information coming out. There's awesome documentaries on Netflix, like The Game Changers, What the Health, amazing documentaries that really break it down scientifically and show you how incredible the plant-based diet is. And you don't need to be 100%, like you were saying, here and there. Science shows that about 20 to 10% of not being plant-based is okay, and there's not much disruption in that. But yeah, I think it's just stigma, but more and more vegans are coming forward. I follow a lot of vegan bodybuilders. It's becoming more and more popular since there's just so much disease going on these days with PCOS and diabetes and just being overweight, obesity, and people want answers. And fat loss pills are not the way to go. So I think as more information comes out, as more plant-based foods come out, people are more open to trying it. But that's another thing too, how there's vegan fast food, those aren't the healthiest, but it is a good inlet to have somebody, try out a vegan meal and then slowly get into more whole food plant-based.
My dad, that will, like, if he could have a last meal, would have a burger and French fries. I've now gotten him to turn to the Impossible Burger at Burger King.
Nice.
So he'll call me and be like, guess what? Guess where I am? And I'm like, well, I'm not happy that you're at a fast food place, but I'm happy that you're getting an Impossible Burger, which, by the way, I read this morning, and I don't remember if it's Impossible or Beyond. They're creating, by next year, they'll have a vegan steak available for people to try. And I think that, like you said, I think that's really important, especially for, like, I didn't become a vegan or vegetarian because I wanted health reasons. For me, it was for the animals. I didn't dislike the taste of meat. I didn't like to kill things to eat them. So I think for those people that, enjoy the flavor of the meat, but don't want to feel deprived, I think those are really great ways for them to go get in and feel more involved. Yes. Because another thing that you brought up, and I want to make sure we talk about this, is the protein myth. Because so many people, as soon as you say, anything vegetarian, vegan, plant-based, they're like, oh, but where do you get your protein? And like,
yeah, where do you get the protein? Tell me.
We don't say to meat eaters, like, where do you get your vitamins, which is what we should be saying. But like, what would you say to those people?
Yeah, so all foods have protein in them. All plants have some, even if it's a minuscule amount, all plants have protein. But the big sources of plant-based protein come from tofu, tempeh, seitan, edamame, nuts and seeds, and certain vegetables like broccoli. Broccoli actually has a lot of protein in it, pumpkin seeds. But protein it's everywhere. And actually, the American diet has too much protein. And if you have too much protein in your diet, it can overwork your liver and your kidneys. It can also cause inflammation. So people stress over protein, but you're going to get protein. The most important thing you want to focus on is, like you just said, your vitamins and minerals. So many people are nutrient deficient and they don't even know it. Because of their gut, because there's an uneven amount of bacteria in the gut, which can cause blockage, and your body's not able to absorb certain nutrients. So really healing your gut is the most important thing. But yeah, so protein is important, and there's many different sources of protein to get it from: chickpeas, beans, like I was just saying, tempeh, tofu, vegan mock meats. There's so many different sources.
I'm sitting here in like great pride right now, seeing my daughter doing what she does. And I know the table's going to turn a little bit because you talked about your father. We're going to get into the different things that, people like. The problem is with people that are on the road that are working different things is they go to fast food, and fast food is usually cheapest. And because of the way the pandemic has hit a lot of people, sometimes it's easy to do that. What would you say to those people, Gia, to stay away from those fast food places?
So that's definitely something that I work on with my clients is meal prepping and planning. That is like the key to success. Everybody has busy schedules, but if you're in particularly not going to be home, not able to cook, what I try to work on with my clients is either picking one day out of the week where you have about an hour or 2 hours and you can prep a bunch of your food and, keep it in the refrigerator so you have it with you wherever you go, plan out your snacks, plan out your meals. That is key, especially if you're on the go, because if you don't have anything planned, you're most likely going to go wherever's close as soon as that hunger strikes. So definitely meal prepping. But if you're not able to do that, if you don't like to cook, there's definitely different ways, finding healthier options there, depending upon where you go. But finding healthier snacks and just finding foods that you like, that's something that I work very closely with my clients so that they're prepared.
And whenever people talk about veganism being expensive, I mean, you go get a steak, that's expensive. You get meat, you get a big hunk of meat, that's expensive. A big thing of beans, that is not expensive. If you're on the road, you're by yourself, so it doesn't matter if you're musical or not. But but you can make it cheap if you want. I mean, lentils are really great for you. That's really cheap. Rice is really inexpensive. You can have rice and beans, like. There are places, and I actually had a client of mine that she drives a bus. So she's like, I can't drink a green smoothie, and I'm not really sure, I can't really eat a salad. So what I had her start to do was she made a green smoothie and then put a lot of flaxseed when she blended it. So it was kind of like a green smoothie pudding, we'll call it. So she was like, it was probably the weirdest looking thing, but like when she was sitting waiting for her clients to come out, she would just grab a spoon and she'd spoon in her green smoothie, as she could throughout the day. She'd keep it nice and ice cold, and it was a quick, easy snack. And she actually grew to really love and look forward to that green smoothie pudding.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the first thing that you talked about being expensive, what is expensive is these vegan products, processed products. Those can definitely add up. But when you eat more whole food, plant-based, like you were saying, rice, beans, lentils, all different veggies, it's so cheap. And it can literally cut your costs in half and really help you with that. And also, fast food from the fast food places is fast, quote unquote. However, what's faster is having fruit in your bag, or making overnight oats or chia seed pudding that literally takes 3 minutes to put together and it's ready for you the next day. You can have it in your bag. It's healthy. It's giving you the nutrients that you need. It's helping you to think clearly, to be, the healthier, happier you, basically.
And the long-term cost.
Exactly. So if you don't pay for your health now, we were talking about this with my dad actually. If you don't pay for it now, you're going to pay for it later. So really, making budget meet so that you can take that time out for your health, because doctors are expensive. Surgery is expensive. That stuff is a lot of money.
Not being here for your family if something happens to you.
Yeah,
it's priceless. Being your health is the most important thing. That should be a priority that a lot of us put on the back burner.
Right. Unfortunately, so many people have anxiety and depression, and healthy nutrition and healthy exercise is a natural antidepressant. It's amazing. So, it's just about, I talk to my clients, but everything is hard. Being overweight is hard. Being in shape is hard. Eating healthy is hard. Eating not healthy is hard. So having diabetes is hard. So you want to pick your hard. And if you pick the hard, that's the healthy hard, I promise you, your life is going to be a lot better. And there's good results for that compared to the easy hard, where it's, diabetes, medications, things like that. That's hard.
That's right. This is Kick on Healthy Relationships to the Curb. That's Stephanie McPhail. I'm Steve Vaccaro, our beautiful guest here, Giovanna, planted by Gia. And we're talking, if you want to join in, please do. It's 727-441-3000. And all that information is up there, AM 1340, AM 1350, AM 1400, FM 106.1, and FM 104.3. We want to thank Bobby and Carmine behind the scenes, TanTalkNetwork.com. So we're live radio, Gia, in Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Clearwater. Woo-hoo! And I got to tell you a quick story. Since you told a story about my camera, I'm going to tell a story. Gia, we were looking for colleges, and she wanted to go to Florida. University of Tampa. So we went to the orientation in this big seminar room, and there were parents and children in there, and there was somebody doing the presentation, doing all the financial numbers on the board. And Gia's sitting next to me. I'm writing down all these numbers for room and board, the classes and the books and all the prices. And she says, Daddy, look. I said, I am looking. I'm looking up on the board. No, look out the window. Look at all these palm trees. I said, really, Gia, palm trees? But now I love the palm trees. And look what it's done for you, Gia.
Yeah, a lot. When I was little, they asked us what tree we would be growing up. And I think I was like 5 or 6, and I wrote down that I wanted to be a palm tree.
But you know what? There's Gia. I'm going to show some little pictures there. There's Gia. If you're watching Mickey Mouse, we had all parties at home. Sister Angela, it's about family. And Gia, I know your heart. You have a beautiful heart. So when you connect with your clients, what's the most rewarding thing that you see with the success of your clients that you work with?
Just everything about it, because the beautiful thing about nutrition and exercising and incorporating that into your daily life is that everything changes. You don't just lose weight, you feel better about yourself, you have more confidence, your hair gets stronger, your nails get stronger, you're more clear-minded, you're able to sleep better. So just everything about it. My clients are randomly come to me and saying, oh, I lost a pound. Oh, I'm able to fit in my jeans. I feel so much better. I can keep up with my kids. It's just everything changes in your life when you go that extra mile to really focus on what you're putting into your body. So just all of it, honestly, all of it.
And then you started putting out these videos a couple of years ago. I was like, check this out. She is like incredible putting these videos out. And, I'm doing my thing, but I saw Gia doing her thing. I was like, wow, what gave you the idea of putting these videos together? And how did you perfect it so much where you can really empower and engage people to want to change their lifestyle?
I was looking on YouTube, and I was seeing, other plant-based chefs on there doing their thing, and saw that they were making money. So I was like, this is something that I would really, really love to do. I love to cook. I want to teach people how to cook plant-based, because when I first started, it was a mystery. I had to go through so many different recipes to try it. So I was able to find my favorite recipes, and I haven't posted in a while, but I'm going to post again soon. But just to get out there. And then once I bought a camera and I started filming, I was like, wow, I actually really, really like this. I feel like myself. And my favorite part about it is editing. I love to edit. So when my dad saw my video, he went crazy, because yours are good, Daddy. But
Go easy now, Gia. Go easy.
I love it.
He's trying to take notes. Like, oh, what did you use? How did you do this? I'm like, well, I'm sorry, just gonna have to watch.
No, but I was so proud of what you're doing and just how you turn things around. And you always had the heart of gold. Your passion, your work ethic. But what I love most about you, honey, is that how you want to help others. And then you're very open what you went through. Stephanie is the same way. She's open what she went through, and she used it. She used what her situation was back then to help others. She has a career of doing that, and you're doing the same exact thing. So this is a cool moment for you guys to meet, because every time Stephanie and I have been doing the show for over 2 years now, every week, and I constantly think about you, Gia, and everything that you're doing, and I'm just so happy that you guys have get to know each other now, and you have a lot of similar traits.
Yeah, it's really amazing because I have a transformation picture, a few of them showing my before and after, and it's really cool to be able to connect with other people who are in the same spot that I was, and I'm able to empathize. How do I say it?
Emphasize
with them and really understand where they're coming from. And I think that's really important because a lot of dietitians out there, they weren't overweight. They just like to eat healthy. So they're not able to really connect on that level, especially when you're just starting to exercise and you need that motivation. So I definitely know what it feels like to start from rock bottom. And that's what I love to do is help people from that dark place get out of that and really see the light. So
agreed. I love that. What would you say to people, because this is always a hot topic, is self-care. What could you say about self-care?
Just everything, what you're putting in your body, the thoughts that are going through your mind, how you go about your day-to-day life. It's not just putting on, a face mask and laying down with cucumbers on your eyes. It's everything, what you're taking in, the relationships that you're having. It's a lot, and it's a lot to take on by yourself if you want to make change. So I highly recommend that you hire a coach or see a therapist or someone that can really work with you from the bottom and set small goals for yourself. You never want to just make these crazy goals that are very hard to attain. You want to start small and just work your way through each goal. And, everybody's health journey is different. Everybody has different backgrounds. Everybody has different goals. So it's just a matter of finding what's important to you and what you want to work towards. And just knowing that it's a journey, it's not a 4-week, fad diet. This is your health. This is your life. And even myself, I'm growing, I'm still learning. I'm, figuring out which foods still trigger me and certain things like that. But it's everything in total. It's everything.
Agreed. Yeah, that's so true, because that's what, and I think too, a lot of people hear diet and they think, oh, it's going to be 3 weeks and then I'm done and I can go back to eating the crap I was eating before. But it's a lifestyle change, and taking care of yourself is part of that, and not being afraid if we're not perfect.
Yeah, right? So that's a big thing, is ditching that all or nothing mindset. Diets work. You can go on a diet, you can lose 60 pounds, but then as soon as you stop eating that way, you're going to gain the weight back. Keto diet, certain things like that, 99% of people gain the weight back. So that's why it's very important how to understand nutrition. When I work with clients one-on-one, I make sure that they understand what's on their plate, how to eat, and certain things like that, so that they can implement that their whole life. But yeah, it's very important. It's a lifestyle change, and you just want to go small, but ditching that all or nothing mindset. You don't have to be perfect. A lot of people start a plan and they think they have to be 100% perfect. And then if they fail on a meal, they end up having that cheeseburger, they just drop everything and they run. So that's why I like one-on-one coaching, because I'm able to be there with them through moments like that and talk them through it. Your last meal does not dictate your next meal. What you did yesterday does not dictate the day before. And the moment that clicks in your head, everything is going to change for you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are watching and listening and making comments here. And real quick, with the working out part of this whole thing, exercising, people don't have to set high goals. They don't have to be at the gym 3 or 4 hours a day.
No.
What would you recommend people out there that are listening and watching this right now?
So everybody is different. The science shows that you should be strength training at least 3 times a week for about 20 to 30 minutes a day. You don't want to just do cardio. Strength training is very important because it doesn't only build your muscle, but what it does is it strengthens your bones. So as we get older, we're more prone to osteoporosis with holes in your bones, getting yourself weak. So incorporating strength training and instilling that into your daily lifestyle is something that I definitely work on with my clients because it helps to strengthen your overall body so that you don't fall easily, you're nice and strong, but finding movements that you enjoy so that you can make it sustainable. If you want to be in the gym for an hour a day, go for it. But if you just want 20 minutes in your house, you can do that as well. So it's just about finding what you like, but also never underestimate just walking. Walking goes such a long way. I make sure that my clients get at least an hour in of walking. Doesn't have to be at one time, but broken up throughout the day. Or, if it's dancing or doing yoga or playing with your kids, motion is lotion. So just finding activities that you like, finding movements that you like is so important, and that will really help you sustain that.
What was that? Motion is lotion?
Yep.
Okay, write it down. Okay.
I'm going to start charging you for this.
Oh, okay. I'm going to erase it.
I was actually reading, I think this morning or yesterday, that there is a correlation between 65 people that are 65 and older and their ability to balance for 10 seconds or longer, that they can directly correlate that with the amount of their longevity is really what it is, which I thought was really interesting. And that, it makes complete sense because if you haven't been moving and just like you said, haven't been using your body and you've been sitting around a lot, you're not going to be able to balance. You're not going to be able to do a lot of things. So being able to balance, like you said, yoga, a great thing to start getting into practice, even just start small.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's right. We're almost out of time because we're going to end it with one of your videos. I know you sent a long video in, but we have a shorter video that we're going to show. But Gia, how can people get a hold of you that are in Florida or anywhere else? Because what I admire most about Stephanie is that she reaches people around the world with the virtual work that she does. I think you're doing the same thing. So how can people connect with you and contact you and learn more about what you do and how they could eat healthier?
Yeah, absolutely. So my website is under construction right now. You can go to it. It's plantabygia.com. But I am very active on my Instagram. My Instagram is Planta by Gia, PlantaBygia. You can send me a direct message over there. And I'm also on Facebook. You can find me Giovanna Avila Fonseca. I am almost finished developing a plant-based course, which I am so excited for. It's got over 15 different modules, over 10 different ebooks, from a juice cleanse, the plant-based portion sizes, all different things. And I'm almost finished with that. And I'm going to be launching that very soon. So if you find me on there, you can definitely ask me about that. And then we can even always, upgrade to if you're looking for coaching or anything like that. But yeah, Instagram is the best way, Planta by Gia, or Facebook, Giovanna Avila Fonseca.
Wow. What do you think, Steph?
That's awesome. I love it. Keep doing all the great work, Giovanna. It's awesome. I love all the stuff that you're doing, all the things that you're saying. If anyone's interested, definitely check her out.
Thank you. Thank
Gia,
you.
I love you so much. Very proud of you. And we're going to end today's show with one of your videos. So let's check it out. I'll see you later, honey.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Hey plant friends, and welcome back for another episode of Planta by Gia. I am your plant-based nutritionist, and today I want to share with you guys my favorite green juice recipe for immunity, for detoxing the body, and overall health. I was absent for a week because guess what? I graduated! I now have a master's degree in nutrition. Guys, it was a long, hard road, but I did it! All right, so let's get to the good stuff. So first off, why juicing? Well, juicing has so many amazing benefits. Some like lowering cholesterol, blood sugar, helping in weight loss. It also has great side effects like glowing skin, better brain power, better sleep, and it even keeps you hydrated, which helps with aging. It also keeps our immune system strong by supplying nutrients to the blood quick. And I'm sure we know that having a strong immune system is critical during these times. Having a strong immune system is so important because what it does is it keeps our body strong and healthy and able to fight off any type of viruses or bacteria that enter our bodies. The main ways to keep our immune system strong is to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and to get exercise. That is why I love juicing so much, because it's an easy way to get in those extra fruits and veggies. So this green juice specifically has nutrients that are great for strengthening the immune system, detoxing heavy metals from the body, and hydration. Each ingredient has a specific function on how to heal the body. And when you mix it all together, it turns into a power blend that I am so excited to share with you. So this green juice needs 2 stalks of celery, 1 lemon, half of a green apple, 2 inches of ginger, and a cup of spinach. I actually doubled it because I want to make extra and save the rest for later. And I want to let you guys know that food is medicine. When you eat healthy, it prevents you from getting sick, and it also heals you when you are sick. Too many people nowadays take too many prescription drugs, which lower our immune systems and cause a laundry list of side effects. Okay, I think I just went on a rant. Where were we? Celery. So do not underestimate celery, my people. It may be made out of 98% water, but it is amazing for the body. It has these compound elements which actually help with detoxing the body from heavy metals. So celery juice also helps with inflammation. It helps with preventing UTIs. It can help with eczema, psoriasis. It can also help with acne, reducing bloating. There is a long list of benefits from celery juice. And if you're interested in learning more, I highly recommend reading the book Celery Juice by the Medical Medium. I'll link the book down below. So next we have lemon. Now lemon is filled with vitamin C, which is so good for our skin. It also helps tremendously with digestion, with any bloating issues. There is so many benefits to lemon. When you're juicing, you don't need to really peel any other fruits and vegetables, but I do recommend peeling citrus fruits, only because they can give you a sour taste if you don't peel them. Also, I highly recommend that you wash your fruits. There can be all different types of bacteria on the fruits, and just make sure you give it a nice wash with a nice little scrub on it, and you should be just fine. Next, we have green apple. Green apple is what gives the sweetness to the juice. I like my juice to be extra gingery, so I only use half of a green apple, but you could totally add more if you want it sweeter. Now, green apple helps with a bunch of different things. It can help with skin texture, it can help with fighting off acne, fighting wrinkles, and it also gives you a natural protection from the sun. I think that is just so cool, don't you? Next, we have my favorite, which is ginger. So ginger has been used for hundreds and hundreds of years in Chinese medicine. It comes from Southwest Asia. Ginger is probably my favorite plant because it has and continues to help me so much every single day. It really helps with smoother digestion, and it also has anti-inflammatory benefits which help prevent heart disease. It's also very spicy, so be careful with how much you put in. So last but not least is spinach. Spinach is the richest plant of vitamin K. It also has lots of amounts of vitamin A, which helps our eyesight. It has a lot of vitamin C, iron to keep our bones strong, and magnesium. Next, we got to talk about our juicer. So this is my little baby. This is a Breville juicer, and I love it so much because it's so easy to use, it's easy to clean, it's affordable, and it lasts forever. I had an older model before this, and it lasted me for almost 4 years, and I juice almost every single day, so that is a great investment. I highly recommend this brand. I'll link it down below for you guys if you want to check it out. Also, to use the juicer, they have 2 different switches, a high and a low. I usually put everything on low except for a little tougher things like ginger or the green apple. It all depends. So all this talking has got me thirsty, so let's make some green juice. Mother Nature's Purest. Can't get more beautiful than this, honestly. So you saw that I had made extra and I put it in these air-sealed containers. When you make a raw juice, they have live enzymes and they can die after 15 minutes of oxygen. That's why you put them in air-sealed containers. And I actually got these from Amazon. They're so convenient and beautiful. You can take your juices anywhere. So comment down below if you would try this juice. Highly recommend investing in a juicer. You can use it for all different types of things. Fresh orange juice, pineapple juice. Honestly, it gets addicting. And it's so healthy for you. I also love juicing cucumbers. Cucumber juice, when I drink it, I feel so hydrated after. It's just something that you have to try. I've linked all the products that you've seen in this video down in the description. Also, I wanted to tell you guys that I just launched my website. You can go to plantabygia.com to find weekly blogs as well as sign on for my nutrition and fitness one-on-one coaching. You can also find me on Instagram at Planta by Gia. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm excited to see you guys for next video. Eat your celery.